I always like the idea that our songs are, each song is very distinct, and sometimes it's to the detriment of an album.
Just like the old days. Golden seaplane, dollar, Tuscan the taping. What a bargain.
You have to put yourself into such a different mindset because when you're on tour, at least for me, I know that it's kind of like a professional athlete, where you can't get too wasted. You have to, you have to keep your voice healthy if you want to perform well. You have to like put on a good show every night, and then you have to get your brain back into experimenting mode and where are we going to go with this album and what gadgets can you buy to make new sounds, how can we get rid of all these things that we were using live and buy some new things. As far as like coming up with musical ideas, it's generally listening to music in dance clubs. A lot of times I get inspiration from whatever's playing in the taxi cab. You come back from a year of touring and it's kind of like Rip Van Winkle,
Rip Van Winkle?
I think it's Rip Van Winkle. He's wakes up and he's been asleep for hundreds of years or something. You come back and you're like, what is this new band that's huge, Who is this? What is this, Lana Del Rey?
Ribbons showing very plainly on her skin.
Chris was getting into a lot of like English kind of electronic music, and I think that shaped a lot of the production. I was really into this Gold Panda record. I was really into his album and trying to figure out the ways in which he was making interesting sounds kind of come together and keeping things interesting. With an electronic, I think with a non-vocal album, it's really difficult to keep the listener's attention. And one of the most interesting ways that he keeps you kind of locked in is by changing things constantly. And I thought that was interesting. I think it represents a definite advancement in our kind of recorded aesthetic. I think we're still figuring things out. You're always kind of learning, and I think it's a bit of maybe a darker album. It has a little bit of a specific kind of down mid-tempo kind of ambience and atmosphere that we kind of were lacking on the last one. I think the last one we were really trying to play songs that would be effective at Lowlands Festival, So like, really want to get the people pumped up. And this one we were trying to maybe go for something that was more of a pleasurable listening experience,